Hello, barbecue enthusiasts, or perhaps more accurately, outdoor cooking enthusiasts, or perhaps pyrophiles, though not technically accurate. Pyromaniacs sounds like it's going a bit far, unless you're a pyromaniac. So we're looking at a Breeo X30 and the accessory pizza oven. And what's precipitated this video, I'd actually done a first look at this back around the first of the year when we got it. And a viewer had asked about the patina and how it developed on the pizza oven and the pit. Both were ordered in Corten steel. The pit arrived with just raw metal. And as you can see, it's discolored somewhat, but not a lot of rust or anything like that. The pizza oven, much to my surprise and perhaps a little disappointment, arrived pre-distressed or oxidized, whatever you want to call it. And as you can see, they have not aged well at all. I don't think anything's really changed on the pizza oven and the pit. We keep it covered out of the weather and well, covered. I mean, it's outdoors, but we do keep a cover on it. And it's fairly arid climate, however. We're nowhere near any salt air or anything like that. So any kind of oxidation is going to take place very slowly on that, and they may never match. As long as I'm at it, I might as well remark we've done actually a lot more cooking on this than I anticipated, using the grill that covers kind of half of the pit there in the grates, steaks, chicken wings, smash burgers, a lot of smash burgers. It's really good for that. And then of course the pizza oven. If I were going to change anything, I might go with the 24-inch if I was going to do this again. I think the pit itself is more efficient. The smaller diameter and the vents that push all the gases back towards the center of the pit, I think, are probably far more effective on a smaller pit. This one you have to have a really big fire in there before you actually see that effect. You can still keep it smokeless fairly easily so long as you keep a hot fire just as you would in any other fireplace. So it's not a big deal, but yeah, I think you have that efficiency. Of course, with a smaller pit, you're going to lose some cooking space as well with the ring and the smaller griddle and so forth. So keep that in mind. But you also didn't need the adapter ring to set the pizza oven on top. So, and I don't know if not having used it, but it seems like it might be a little more efficient as far as keeping your fire going under the pizza oven. Now, as far as the pizza oven itself goes, we've not used it a lot. We've probably only done about 6 pizzas in there. And probably not the best kind of pizzas. They've all been take and bake from Papa Murphy's, probably with way too many toppings for a pizza that goes into a pizza oven like this. But we haven't had any trouble with the pizza actually getting cooked, but it did start to burn on top before the crust actually got crispy. So we're kind of getting that dialed in a little bit, but never quite got it perfect yet. And then we haven't used the pit for quite a while now. We've been traveling for a couple of months, and when we returned, we were in temperatures well into the 90s. And it's been very dry here. Have some fire restrictions going on, so because of the hot weather and the lack of comfort running a fire and the dry conditions, we probably won't use it much again until the weather starts to cool down again. I kind of digress, and I don't know where I was going with that. Suffice to say, it'll be a little while, however, before we start cooking with the pizza oven again, and so I'm not really qualified to critique on that. So I'm shooting this a little out of order. We'll see if I'm smart enough to edit this. But that is something I did not expect to see. This has been in storage. We always keep it covered. I always keep it cleaned out. I clean it out after every use unless I'm using it a couple of days in a row. And always keep it covered up if there's any weather or anything. So we just got back from a trip. We've been out of town for a couple of weeks or a couple months rather, and concerned that this might sprout legs, we put it in the garage while we were gone. So it has been indoors and covered the entire time, and yet this got kind of rusty. So big flakes of rust coming off of that. I've got steel barbecue pits that I do nothing but put a tarp over, and don't have any issues with rust, but for some reason, I hope that holds up. I hope there's nothing to concern myself with there as far as longevity is concerned, because these things are not cheap. Way overdue on all this. Some accessories I ordered based on the fairly generous rewards program that Breeo has. Of course, after having spent that much on a pit, probably deserve it. Let me get all this unboxed. Okay, so in addition to all the other accessories that I got when I purchased the pit, won't go into those, they can be seen in another video. I got another outpost rod and a second grate. Kind of thought that might come in handy for a warming rack or something like that. I could use 2 of those. Got the sear disc over here, and the skillet rest here, and then the circular sear plate. And I would say of all the accessories, since this pit came in the package it was in, came with a griddle, this is probably unnecessary. And it's also the most expensive of the accessories among these here, obviously. And also presents a little bit of a problem insofar as storage goes. I do have the dock, and I believe this will fit in the dock. But despite appearances, I also believe that this is not stainless steel. And so if it were to sit outside on that dock, it maybe, don't quote me on that, but it may be subject to rusting. So I do know that they have a recommendation that you season that. So anyway, that's basically it. I just kind of thought I'd cover that. I can't really speak to the function of any of these except the grate. I've used the one that came with the pit a lot for steaks, wings, that kind of stuff. And as I say, the need for the second one is it may be a little superfluous. We'll find out. So in any case, obviously I haven't had any great need for any of this stuff since it showed up around the first of the year. Since I just took it all out of the box just now. And it is Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. We've been out of town for a couple of months, and we're in the hot weather months, and due to the dry conditions and fire conditions, there have been some burn restrictions and that sort of thing, so I probably wouldn't have had this thing fired up anyway, but this is definitely something that's more fun to cook on in cooler weather. So anyway, just thought I'd follow up. If there's any interest in any of these accessories, let me know.